Hi there, this is Pastor Pete with CowboyFellowship.org and SimplySermons.com, coming to you with another quick video blog from these websites. We've been talking about where to look whenever we need something. Where do we look in times of trouble? Where do we look in times of distress? Oftentimes as Christians we don't look in the right places. In fact, we look in the wrong places. And we've talked about looking up, we've talked about looking out, we've talked about looking back. Today I want to talk to you about looking in. Looking on the inside. You know, the Bible tells us that God gives us spiritual gifts whenever we're saved. The Bible tells us that God blesses us with different types of spiritual gifts the instant we're saved. And sometimes we just don't look in the right place. Sometimes we look in at our own power and our own strength, and that's not the place I'm talking about looking. I'm talking about looking in to the things that God has given you, the blessings God has bestowed upon you, the talents that God has given you. I'm talking about looking in at that inner strength that you have on the inside of you. And I think a lot of times we skip over that. Oftentimes when we're down and we're in need, we think, well, I can't help myself and I can't do this, and God hasn't given me the things I need to survive or the things that I need to thrive here in this situation. But in fact, the truth couldn't be farther from that statement. God says in His Word that He gives us everything we need to have victory, everything we need to thrive. I love the story of Moses. He's at the burning bush, and God says, "What do you have in your hand, Moses?" And Moses looks down at what he has in his hand, and he says, "A staff, a shepherd's staff." It's not much. It's just a shepherd's staff. It's just an ordinary staff. And God says, "Yes, but throw it on the ground." And Moses throws it on the ground, and you probably know the story. It turns into a serpent. He picks it back up. It turns back into a stick. See, God had already given Moses what he needed. He just needed to look in. He just needed to look at what he had in his hand. What is it that you have in your hand that God can use today? What is it that God's calling you to throw on the ground? What is it that God may be calling you to give up that you already have? I guarantee you, if you're in need today, like many people, if you look at what's already in your hand, I bet God has already given you the things you need to survive. Don't forget, look up, look back, look out, look in. Look at your hand. God's already given you what you need. God bless you. Hope God blesses you until we meet again. Come back, tell your friends about these blogs. We'll see you soon. SimplySermons.com.